And so when you are part of this kind of global financial cycle, that may not be right for you. You may have too much credit. I'm Helene Rey, and I'm Professor of Economics at London Business School. I am here to give a Sargon lecture at the Royal Economic Society Conference. So I'm going to discuss the costs and benefits of international financial integrations and whether this process of capital crossing borders has benefits and has costs. It's not only about, cash crossing borders. It's about investment in debt securities, in equity, in foreign direct investment. It's about bank credit. If we think of a benefit for an imaginary country of international capital flows, if that country has a low productivity level, so bad investment opportunities, that could be due to the demographics, an aging population, it can invest in other parts of the world where productivity is higher, and that's more efficient to do so. If you invest in several regions of the world, you're going to benefit from risk diversification. So that's a textbook benefit of international investment, is don't put your eggs in the same basket. But so far, large benefits of these efficiency gains and of these risk diversification have been quite hard to find. Now, what about the other side, which is, there are some costs to international financial flows, and one of the particular costs I'm exploring in my work is the existence of a global financial cycle, which you are exposing your country to when you are integrated in world financial markets. We see a lot of co-movements in international capital flows, so capital flows moving together. Everybody invests at the same time where there's a lot of liquidity. And so when you are part of this kind of global financial cycle, that may not be right for you. You may have too much credit at a time at which you would like really to tighten at home. Maybe you have an overheated real estate market, like it happened in Ireland or in Spain. So maybe you wouldn't want these international capital flows coming and inflating your asset prices. What we can focus on is the effect of volatility of these short-term capital flows, which introduce credit booms in some markets, which when they dry up, may create crises in other markets. There are at least two possibilities. One is that emerging markets or advanced economies put in place more macroprudential type of measures, which have to do with preventing asset markets from overheating, for example, real estate markets. And another possibility is to have some tougher global regulation on leverage of financial intermediaries to prevent this very volatile credit creation, this global financial cycle. When times are good, you have all this credit creation, a lot of leverage, a lot of debt, and when times are bad, it goes the other way. You want to prevent a little bit too much of this volatility, and that means being very careful about leverage levels. So this is from a global point of view, and from a country point of view, I think the macroprudential tools are probably the most appropriate ones to think about these issues. It's definitely a complicated picture. There's never an easy solution. Of course, we don't want to necessarily to close our border to international capital flows. That's absolutely not the point. But we may want to be a lot more careful with short-term flows. Is their main effect to indeed inflate asset prices? If this is the case, maybe they should be indeed more tightly regulated. I would say that's definitely something to consider very seriously. This has nothing to do with long-term capital flows, which is like foreign direct investment, buying companies, and so this is a completely different type of international capital flows. And too often we have put them together, and we have had this idea that free capital mobility is good for various reasons. But in fact, I think we have to differentiate a lot more between these hot money flows and these more long-term investment.